Welcome to the Eternia Archives weekly podcast, where we discuss current and historical gaming topics that are of interest to us and our followers on social media. If you like our content, consider hitting that thumbs up icon, subscribing to our channels, following us on Twitter, and joining our Discord server with the invite link in the video's description. With that out of the way, Lane, what's our topics for this week?
So, since this is our very first episode, we're going to go over a few logistics to start us off. Then we're going to have everybody just kind of introduce themselves, talk about our YouTube channels, share anything we want about ourselves. We'll talk about our favorite game, what we're currently playing, and games we're looking forward to. After that, we're going to go a little bit into detail about all of our first RPGs, why it was so special, or maybe not so special to us. And after that, Callie and Rad have been playing through Ghost of Tsushima, so we're going to give the stage to them to give their impressions on the game. And then lastly, we're going to talk about the highly anticipated Eiyuuden Chronicles from the OG team of the Suikoden series. So, yeah, I guess first off, for logistics, Callie, do you want to give everyone a quick overview of our Patreon page?
Sure. So, for those of you that have been friends with us and have talked to us on the Discord over the last several months, we launched a new Discord today. We've been working on it for a couple of weeks. So if you're interested in following more of the stuff that we're doing, all the live content, these podcasts, stuff like that, feel free to join in. There's no Patreon requirements to join that Discord. You could just follow the link in the description of the video, jump right in. Aside from that, we did launch a Patreon page today as well, just as extra support towards getting the stream going, getting everything kickstarted up through the system. So that is also good. If you have the $5 tier, we'll get you a special Discord role color. But from that, that's my advertising for today.
Awesome. Yeah, so if you're interested, go sign up for that. So briefly, I'm going to talk about Anchor. Anchor is a really great way for us to distribute the audio version of the podcast. Basically, we upload the audio and Anchor will distribute it to a bunch of different outlets such as iTunes and Spotify. So if you guys are listeners of, and even on Anchor itself, I should mention. So if you guys are interested in the audio version, know that that is coming soon. I just need to figure it out, basically. So keep an eye out for that. Let's see. Next up, we're going to have a special giveaway, actually, to kind of celebrate the start of our podcast. So, Anashi, do you want to tell everybody about that?
Yeah. Hey, guys. How's it going? So next week, we'll have a link on our next podcast to give away a copy of Breath of Fire 3 on the PSP. Unfortunately, don't have the outer cover art, but it's got the manual and the game, and we'll just go ahead and give this away in our next podcast. So look for a link on the next one in the description, and also the first comment that will be pinned. And follow on the third podcast, we'll pick a random winner.
Super exciting. I unfortunately I cannot enter into this competition because I really want that.
Breath of Fire 3.
We're not eligible, so
I want it. All right, yeah, so that's going to be exciting. So be sure to participate if you guys want to win a copy of Breath of Fire 3. All right, with that all out of the way, we're going to start into our first topic, and we're just going to have everybody kind of introduce themselves. And all of us are on YouTube. So I'm just going to, I guess we'll just have everybody kind of quickly give an overview of your channel, what you do on your channel, and what people can look forward to seeing. So Rad, do you want to kick us off?
Sure. Hi, everybody.
What your channel's about?
My name is Rad, and I have a YouTube channel, as Lane just said. The name is Rad Console Gaming. I do reviews, let's plays, ranking videos, reviews. Everything gaming related. I kind of have a love for RPGs personally, but I try to have a general gaming channel. So yeah, and maybe I think I should talk a little bit about myself as well. So yeah, I'm 30 years old. I was actually and originally from Puerto Rico. Really happy to be here with this amazing group of people. Yeah, so I other than gaming, see, I game since I can remember, but other than that, I have some other hobbies like I like sports, I like chess, for example. So those three things are quite big in my life at the moment. Um, let's see what else. So my favorite game. Let's talk about that. So that one is a really tough one because I actually love retro games a lot, but and some of my favorite games are retro games. But for some reason, this game just caught me by surprise, and it became my favorite game of all time, and that's Dragon Quest XI. Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age, and yeah, so I was really pumped when Lane had his background like that because that's just a masterpiece in my opinion. Great story, great characters, such a simplistic battle system that reminds me of the retro games, but with the modern look and the modern art. It is just a great game overall, and yeah, it's just a fantastic game overall.
Yeah, for me, Dragon Quest XI is like, think of everything you love about old school RPGs and give it a great and amazing coat of paint, right? It's just, it captures everything great about, old school RPGs. And I'm actually, I played through the game and I've been playing through it slowly but steadily on my Switch as well. So it's just, it's an incredible game.
Yeah, I mean, I played through the game. I played to the post game as well, which is fantastic because it adds so much to the story, in my opinion. And even if it is like a very long game, I at the moment I'm playing other stuff, but I can't really wait to play it again at some point.
Sure.
And talking about that, I've been playing some things lately. So one of the game I'm streaming at the moment in my channel is Ghost of Tsushima. But as Lane said, we'll have a topic about that, and Callie and I will give our thoughts on the game, and you guys as well. And another game I'm playing at the moment.
All of us have been watching Nick and Callie stream the game. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Them.
Right. Yeah, it's been yeah, many thoughts about it for sure. Another game I've been playing quite a lot lately is this classic, Final Fantasy Anthology. So this for all you haven't played this game, this has two games actually, Final Fantasy V and Final Fantasy VI. I already played Final Fantasy VI back in the day, but I never got to play Final Fantasy V, and I was really interested in trying that one. Really surprised. I think it is a really underrated game, in my opinion. I don't know why it doesn't get the same love as Final Fantasy V, because even though the story in Final Fantasy VI is more powerful, everything else is quite similar, and I feel like since we didn't get an original release in the West, I think people didn't know a lot about that game, and it came back like 7 years later or something like that, and by then like we had other masterpieces already, like Final Fantasy VII, and yeah, people forgot about it, and I feel like that game should be played by everybody.
I always wonder, like, kind of like you mentioned, like if Final Fantasy V had came out in the West at the same time it came out in Japan, would it have been a little bit better, or what's the word? A little bit higher on everybody's favorite Final Fantasy list, right?
Right.
It's an interesting theme, because I'm pretty sure it was that version of the game was the first time we got Final Fantasy.
Exactly.
V, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
It is. But I don't know, man. Final Fantasy VI. Masterpiece.
It's so hard to beat Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah, story-wise, I definitely agree. Final Fantasy VI is just so many plot twists and so many iconic moments. But I just feel that like the battle system and the aesthetics of the game, but the job system in Final Fantasy V is second to none, in my opinion. It's just so diverse. Like for such a retro game, having so many possibilities for your party, it's just insane to me.
mean,
Um,
plus getting to
I
suplex a train, that's always good.
right.
Oh, yeah.
so
Yep.
so so yeah, I've been having fun with that one. Another game I've been playing is Suikoden 1. So I got quite excited about a game that we're going to be talking later about as well, which is a spiritual successor to the Suikoden series. But for now, I would say that yeah, I've only played Suikoden 2 and Suikoden 5, so I decided to try Suikoden 1, and so far, yeah, it is quite good. I'm only like a couple hours into the game, so I don't have a strong opinion on it, but I'm liking it so far.
Suikoden 1 was my first Suikoden, and I remember when I first played it, I was kind of like, eh. And then I played Suikoden 2, and it was just like everything in Suikoden 1, but way better, right?
Right, yeah. And Suikoden 2 has such a strong start that it also helps for sure, and it's such a classic. But I'm enjoying Suikoden 1 as well. And the last game I've been playing lately is actually Tales of Destiny 2, or also known as Tales of Eternia. So I'm 3 hours into that game. I'm a huge fan of the Tales of series. I'm getting what I'm expecting of the game, like 2D graphics, great sprites, like flashy battle system for the time. I mean, I'm definitely enjoying it as well. I'm looking forward to put more hours into those.
Awesome, man. Some good retro combined with some good recent releases.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, look at right here.
Oh, man. Just had to. Just had to show it off.
Had to flex.
So one
You
thing
had to
brought
do
up
it.
in the chat is that we probably want to avoid spoilers of games. So
Right.
just be cognizant of that when you guys are talking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
don't
sure,
don't
for
tell them
sure.
about suplexing trains in Final Fantasy
Fine.
VI. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
27 years ago.
Yeah, for sure. We'll do our best not to spoil for anyone. Awesome, Rad. Well, we're definitely happy to have you on the show. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Likewise.
Yeah. So I guess next, let's go to Eiyuuden. Do you want to kind of follow suit there with Rad? Give an overview of your channel. Maybe talk about yourself a little bit, and favorite games you're currently playing, all that good stuff.
First off, I need a monster. If you know my channel.
Yep.
Red Bull.
Monster.
I'm with Nick. I'm more of a Red Bull guy.
All right. So, Einashi, my name's Mike. My channel, Einashi's Game Quest. It's mostly about my building of my game room, my collection, and I'm going to burp. Monster. Wish I was sponsored, but no. Give them too much money. But it's just right now I'm focusing on reselling a lot of things I'm picking up for reselling and on Amazon, eBay, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace. But I stopped with my normal videos of, like my top 3 Tuesday videos or different discussions about, the games I love and, where my background comes from. But I'm getting back into that shortly. And so right now, my collection, I'm really focusing on getting a complete Nintendo DS collection. That is 1,750 games. I'm just over 600 complete in box games, and about 66 loose games and 22 that have case and manual, and case and game, but no manual. So I'm not halfway there yet. I got a long way to go, and it's going to be a while till I finish it. So I've been doing
real quick. For anybody who's listened to the audio version, I just want to paint a picture for you. Behind Einashi is literally thousands of games that he's been collecting. So, good stuff there.
Yeah, I'm a little bit over about 3,500 games in my collection right now.
Wow. Yeah.
Total. I do have a complete. This right here, these 3 shelves is a complete North American RPG collection on the PSP. Nice. I do love the PSP. PSP is one of my favorite systems. That's why when I saw the Breath of Fire on the PSP, that it's a sad little thing, but it didn't have the case art, but I had to rescue it because even though it's a PAL, we did not get Breath of Fire 3 in North America.
Right.
So games I'm playing right now. I was playing some of the Paper Mario,
Nice.
Origami King, and okay, I'll leave it at that.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, it's not good.
not a fan, huh?
It's just a puzzle game.
Oh,
I love the art. I love the world. I love the characters. I love the conversations, the dialogue, and everything. All that is just a masterpiece. It's just the combat's just a puzzle, and
that's such a letdown.
it's just a timer with the puzzle. So it feels more of a chore, and then you're like, oh crap, how do I get everything lined up right? If you get everything lined up right, you don't even get hit. And it's just I don't know.
Interesting.
It's
So, from
sad.
what I understand, I'm not really familiar with the Paper Mario series, but it seems like a lot of people really say that Thousand Year Door was a good one on the
Yep.
GameCube.
Mhm.
Had a lot of really good RPG elements.
Oh yeah,
What about the first one? Was that for the
64.
64? What about that
Yeah.
one? Was that one any good?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was really good also. So I would say the GameCube was the best, followed by the Nintendo 64. Now the Mario RPG is on the Super Nintendo is definitely excellent. I love the Mario and Luigi series. Those are excellent games also. All of those.
Sure.
Those are top notch. But like the 3DS, sticker star where you have to collect the stickers to have to have enough stickers to be able to do your attacks. That was a little bit of annoying, but it was tolerable as RPG-ish. But you had to collect stickers for your attacks.
Sure.
It was a little annoying. Color Splash, I never played that one on the GameCube, so I don't have opinion on that one yet. Plan on playing it sometime. I still plan on finishing. It's way over there now. I plan on finishing Origami King sometime. I just had a really big itch to play some tactics games, like Final Fantasy Tactics and all those. So many great tactics games on PSP, but Mercenary Saga. I want to play all three of them on this, and then also the new one, Mercenary Wings. So that's why I just started that. I started the first campaign, the first story of that, and loving it. It's just very classical tactics game, not overly complicated. It's just story and when you get the systems that are just so tedious and you got to tweak everything, it just gets a little annoying. It's like
For sure.
this is it's just straightforward fun, and it's really good. That's what I'm playing right now. I actually got it in my Switch at the moment, and so that's what I'm playing at the moment. So my favorite RPGs or games, say favorite games altogether. I say my number one favorite game is Final Fantasy 3 on the Super Nintendo. Final Fantasy 6, absolutely loved it. I still get goosebumps every time I hear Terra's theme. Just wow. Then just the characters in this game, Kefka, and all the different enemies, and just the stories up and down and how dark it gets. It was just truly an amazing game. Then also, Secret of Mana. Absolutely loved that. This was such a gem. I had so much fun growing up when I was a teenager playing this game right here. It was really great. And then
Did you try that in co-op or single player?
Single player.
Okay.
Only did the single player. And Zelda. There's a theme. Like
Solid.
Super Nintendo to me is just. I grew up with Atari and ColecoVision, and then I got regular NES. I love the NES. Atari, Coleco. I still have some fond thoughts as a kid, but I don't want to ruin it by playing those games again.
Oh yeah.
But I played Zelda originally, but this one right here was truly a masterpiece. This is the best Zelda game out there. Of course, the 3DS remake of it was really excellent also, but to me, this is the pinnacle of the Zelda series.
Yeah.
I couldn't really get into the Nintendo 64 ones as much. The Wii ones were not so bad, but Wind Waker was excellent.
Oh, yeah.
But to me, this is Zelda right here. This is the best. Minish Cap is excellent. Link's Awakening, love the remake of that. All really good
Link
games.
to the Past was also my first introduction to Zelda, but
Same
unlike
here.
I actually had the Game Boy Advance version of the game.
Okay. Yeah.
I played that when I was a kid, and oh man, I love that game.
My favorite Zelda was
amazing.
the NES one. It was played that when I was like 5. It's been
Really?
years.
Awesome.
Yeah, I played that one when that was the first one I played, was the Zelda one, and I absolutely loved it. And of course, other games on there. Mario World is still my favorite Mario game ever. I just absolutely love the art of it, the pixel art. It just was a lot of fun. I put hundreds and hundreds of hours into that game. And then, of course, honorable mention to Super Mario RPG, which was an excellent RPG. I was so confused. I was so confused with this when I was a teenager. I'm like, wait, this isn't Mario, like I was expecting some kind of, side-scrolling platformer game with RPG elements. And they're like, so I bought it and then put it down. And then I picked it up like a year later. I'm like, oh my God, this is just like one of the best RPGs on the Super Nintendo.
That's fun.
Yeah, some really, really, really good games.
So, and actually, so if there is any doubt, just to point out, what's your favorite console again?
Yeah. Super Nintendo. Okay, I would say my favorite console is the 3DS, the PSP, and the Switch right now, because I could play those all portably. I do like the Vita, but I mean the PSP library, it's so much far superior than the Vita. So if Sony didn't give up on it so soon and had a lot more, AAA games on it instead of, like some of the limited runs, some of those games are, just a bunch of indie games put on there, which some of them are okay. Mercenary Saga, this is an indie game. I still enjoy them, but it's not as polished as, most games. But, right now, my point of life, being able to play anywhere is, I could pick up my Switch and play. It's a lot easier for me.
It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference. Yeah.
I can't get to my console all the time. Like I want to play. I'm playing Final Fantasy VII. That's what's currently in my PS4, but I just can't get in here to play it.
Yeah.
First, I got to get rid of all this reselling junk in here. It's a good thing you're not seeing below me all the stuff I'm doing.
I'm amazed at how much progress I can make in a game just because of the portability factor. Like if I need to step away from my desk for work for 10, 15 minutes and just play a game, if you do that throughout the day, you make so much progress versus just, sitting down in your chair for your dedicated game time, right? Yep. It's huge. And with the Switch, you can do both, right?
Yeah, what's awesome. So beautiful about the 3DS and the Switch is you could just close your lid on it and it just saves all your progress right there. You don't have to just save and then, boot it back up. You could just close it and then just put it down. When I'm doing my regular job, I'll just pull up my, Switch sometimes, and while, server's rebooting, I'll just play just a couple minutes and put it back down. And that's how I could get some time in, or before bed.
It makes me think of the days like, when you're a kid and you're like, your parents are like, you turn that game off right now. And you're like, no, Mom, I got to find a save. I got to save.
Got to find a safe spot.
Oh, yeah. That was the argument of the century.
Nope, they pull out the power and, Mom! I guess that's about me. And Nick, cool, you are next.
Okay.
Yep. Real quick, though, I just want to mention that Einashi had this series on his channel called Super Spice Bros. And I want that to come back now. I don't know if you guys ever saw it, but basically he'd bring somebody to his house, cook them these really super hot wings, and then they would talk about video games. It was the best show ever.
Yeah, we plan on bringing that back once it gets a little bit safer, but out there. But what we would do is I have a hot sauce subscription through heatonist.com, which is the people that do the Hot Ones interview thing, and I just get 3 random sauces, and I wouldn't know what they are. I would cook wings or ribs or something, and we would just talk about games that we're playing and just stuff like that, and we would just toss some wings in there and then eat the sauce, critique it, talk about the sauce, and then talk about something else. And usually it's like a mild one, and then it just, then a habanero-ish one, and then it goes to ghost pepper, really super hot. And as like the Hot One show is like, it makes it interesting conversation because your mouth is on fire and doing weird things to you, and it's trying to concentrate at the same time. It was just fun. My boy John Houston, we do want to get back to that. I got more time now since cut off a different job and got a little bit more time now. So
Yeah, that
Awesome.
I really enjoyed those a lot. So, but yeah, Nick, yeah, let's have you go next, man. Take it away.
All right. I'm just starting this whole YouTube thing, so I don't have much on there, but I'm starting, and I just share what I'm playing and do a review when I'm done is the plan. So
Cool.
I plan to get a little more out there as time goes on. My favorite game I got right here is Devil Survivor
Nice.
Ooh,
for
nice.
the Nintendo DS. I've beaten that thing
Good choice.
over 4 times now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I actually I started playing that game a couple months ago. I haven't beaten it, but it's hard, man.
Yeah, it's a time investment. I didn't know what I was getting into. I just picked it up because I thought it looked cool. My man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I actually have I don't have the original one. I have the one for the 3DS.
I have that too.
I don't know if it's any easier, but
they supposedly fixed some balancing issues, but all I've ever played was the original. I'm going to go back and beat that one before too long.
It's a great game, though. I really enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I think I got...
She's back over there with a bunch of them in his hand.
Actually.
Oh.
Twinkies.
Nice. So you got Devil Survivor 2 there and Soul Hackers. Is that right?
Yep. That's it.
Right on. Cool, man.
But,
so yeah, like what about like what do you like to do outside of gaming? What are some of your hobbies?
I stay active. I work out, and I'm a nurse, so I just
very cool.
That's what I do. I just graduated, but didn't expect to do it in a global pandemic.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, holy cow, what a time to be a nurse.
Yeah, wasn't planning on that one.
Yeah,
kind of sucker punched me a little bit, but these are the times. And
are you having to work like a lot of overtime and stuff for that?
I'm kind of in between. I work some at the hospital, and then I'm trying to pick up more at another job and kind of take over there.
Very cool.
And yeah, so what I'm playing now is the original Persona.
Okay. OG.
Oh, yeah.
Are you playing that on the PlayStation 1 or the PSP?
The Vita.
Oh, the Vita. Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
The only reason to have a Vita is to play the PSP games and everything.
Hacking it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's...
Did you mod your Vita? Tell the truth.
Some.
Okay.
I'm not very tech savvy, so I did what I could.
Nice. Very cool, man.
But,
all right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Callie, I think you're up.
All right. So, I'm a little different from the rest of the group.
Oh, yeah, I should mention Callie works for, like, the government or some super top secret thing, and she can't show her face.
I work for I'm a scientist.
She created the COVIDs.
No, I didn't. No.
She's a politician.
No. I'm a scientist at a large lab. We have some pretty strict social media policies, so I wouldn't want to get tracked back to work. Obviously, it's an issue. I could read more into that. Anyway, side topic from gaming. I'm not just a gamer. I actually do some DJing on the side. I did that this morning instead of streaming. Kind of tied all my social medias together. So if you guys haven't had a chance to listen, there's 3 songs from Falcom that are in there. So go listen.
So do you ever do any like events, Callie, like weddings or anything like that?
Number 1, no.
No. Okay.
Number 2, I'm not really.
She's not social.
I mean, I'm social. The problem is to get into a club in the state that I live in, that you have to play certain kinds of music that I don't play.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
fair enough.
I've sent my stuff over to promoters, and I have friends that are promoters to do that. The problem is that, they just weren't interested because they don't want to play trance where I'm at, so it's kind of a moot point. Anyway,
That makes sense.
I'll keep trying. Eventually, somebody might want to have me. It's
Sure.
not the end of the world. I still have my stream deck, my mixing stuff right here. So anyway, on to gaming. My favorite RPG of all time is Grandia 2 on Dreamcast. That is
Solid.
my favorite. If you guys think the other Grandias are better, that's okay. You're allowed to have incorrect opinions.
Hmm.
I really love Grandia 2. It wasn't my first. My first RPG was Super Mario RPG on Super Nintendo. Phenomenal. I bet I've beat that game 4 or 5 times. It's fantastic. But Grandia 2, there's just something comfy about it. When
Yeah.
you just pick it up and you're like, oh, it feels like I'm home now. It's just great.
So at the risk of getting kicked off the show, I actually prefer Grandia 1 over Grandia 2.
You're okay to have incorrect opinions, like I said.
Hey,
No,
Grandia 2 was one of the top 5 RPGs on the Dreamcast. Wait, there was only 5, right?
yes,
Oh yeah.
yes.
Wow.
That makes
Right
sense. Yeah.
right up there with Skies of Arcadia and Evolution. I love the Dreamcast. It's a great system.
So is would you say Skies of Arcadia is a very close second for you?
Oh no, Skies is like it might be top 20.
Really? Okay.
Skies is great, but it's not that good. There's some
I guess I was thinking more like on just the
on
Dreamcast.
the Dreamcast. Yeah, it's this actually it's probably third on Dreamcast. I liked
Oh,
Evolution 1 and 2 better. I loved
Yeah.
Evolution 2.
You
okay.
played Seventh Cross?
I have not.
Okay.
The
Evolution
GameCube version of Skies of Arcadia, though, that's
is so good.
yeah.
It's so good. What I'm playing right now. So I've been streaming almost everything I've been playing. Ghost of Tsushima. Um, I'm behind Rad by a little, but not too far behind. So I'm still in the first act at like 30 hours in. It's stupid. The game's phenomenal. If you have not played an open world game that just lets you do whatever you want, you should try this one. It's tough enough to be difficult, but it's not like grueling hard. So I would highly recommend playing Ghost. Also working on playing the Fairy Tail RPG, which is surprisingly better than I was expecting it to be. Problem is, it starts off around episode 100 in the show. Um,
Yeah, I was watching your stream and
yeah,
I was it was kind of like I have no idea what's even going on right now.
yeah, it's a bit rough for them to start that way.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna start a new series. I'm gonna stream a couple of hours of every Mega Man X game, and then we're
Mm,
gonna do a tier list ranking which one's the best. Hint,
nice.
it's not Mega Man 7. Mega Man X7. Mega Man X7 is not good. So just skip that one. But yeah, I don't look forward to playing that one on stream. It's just gonna be like, okay, are we done now? So that's what I've been playing.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that just leaves me. So my YouTube channel is called The Laninator. Link will be in the description below. I like to ramble about games that I like, and occasionally I'll do a pickups video now and again. But with the pandemic, that has certainly slowed down quite a bit for me. Yeah. Facts about me. By day, I'm a software developer. I work in vehicle automation. And by night, I'm an RPG gamer. That's definitely what I look forward to at night. Hobbies outside of gaming. I'm really into playing guitar, heavy metal music. Let's see. I recently bought a new Traeger grill, so all weekend I've been just playing with that, cooking a bunch of awesome stuff on that. So
We should
really,
talk smoke sometime. We need to
yeah.
talk smoke.
absolutely. So yeah, let's see. I think that's pretty much it for me outside of gaming. My favorite game is The Legend of Dragoon on the PlayStation 1. And for me, that's mainly a nostalgia factor. We'll be talking about our first RPGs here as our next topic, so I'll go into that a little bit more detail. But yeah, that is definitely my favorite game. what I am currently playing is Trails of Cold Steel 3 on the PS4. I have played every Trails game up to this point, and I'm really glad that I did so because is a lot of really cool throwbacks and I'd say light spoilers to the other games. So, yeah, really enjoying that game. It's a little slow. If you're familiar with the Trails series, you know they are very, very slow burns. This one, even more so, I feel like. But I just got to chapter 4, and the game is just now starting to get really good. So, yeah, probably will be wrapping that up in the next couple weeks. But one thing I do like about, if you guys are familiar with Trails at all, one thing that they added gameplay wise in the third one is they added a break mechanic, sort of like like Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 7 remake, where you got to like break the enemy. Yeah, stagger. Yeah, where you like break and then you do more damage. They kind of have a similar mechanic in Trails of Cold Steel 3 now.
Yeah, it's busted.
So
it's really busted.
It kind of is, because here's the other thing that they added. So normally when you get like the link points from you doing like combo attacks in the Cold Steel games, you spend those on doing like combo attacks, right? Well, they added another mechanic to where you can spend these link points on passive abilities, right? So some of the characters have like their passive ability is like do 400% break damage, right? So like you turn that on and you just annihilate everything,
destroy everybody.
Like Callie's saying, it's super broken.
Yeah, so late game lane, you're gonna love this. You can basically give yourself infinite turns and just keep everything stun locked and just win.
I just unlocked the magic spell. I think it's Chrono Break, where you cast it. There's no cast time, and you get 2 more turns.
It's part of it.
It's nice. So gameplay wise, really enjoying it. But yeah, the story's just a little bit slow, but that's kind of to be expected with this series. So I'm kind of used to it at this point. So yeah, I think that does it for me. I guess let's go ahead and move into our next topic, guys. We're going to be talking about all of our first RPGs, why we loved it, why we maybe didn't love it. And another thing, interesting question we thought was like, at the time, we were pretty young. So did we even know what an RPG was at the time, right? So we're going to talk about that. And also, like, have you ever gone back to the game now that, several years later? Did your opinion change of the game, or do you still look on it as fondly as you did when you first played it? So, yeah, let's kind of go in the reverse order. Callie, do you want to start us off?
I've already started this chat off with Super Mario RPG on Super Nintendo. Has RPG in the title. If I didn't know, I have a complete in-box one. I'm real excited for that.
Nice.
My husband got me that for my birthday a couple years ago. It was a good pick.
I want one.
It's so nice. That is probably one of the greatest, probably one of my top 10 RPGs even to this day. I've went back and played it many times. If you haven't played Super Mario RPG on Super Nintendo, you are missing out.
I'm glad that they put that on the classic system, but I wish they would put it on the Switch Online service. I don't know why they didn't put that there. I've been wanting to play it again. I was playing it on my classic, but I need it portable.
If they put that on the Switch, I will be so happy. That's all you need. That's it. Just throw the other games away. Play that game.
I don't know. There's still Super Mario World.
Okay, fine.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Got the reaction I wanted. That's all that matters. Okay, so no, when I started playing it, I actually died quite a bit. I was young. When it first came out is when I got it. So there was that stupid first town where you have the guy that was bouncing, that was an axe or knife or whatever. I died so many times as a kid against that because I've never played a game like this and didn't understand it.
Sure.
And then you get farther along and farther along. There are some bosses tough, but when you get to the Axum Rangers, that was hot trash as a kid. That fight was so hard.
They beat me several times.
And now you go back, and of course, like the last time I played it, I printed out a leveling sheet that said when you level up with each character, you get bonus points depending on which one you pick correctly for your stats. So I had maxed out perfect level 25 characters for everything and just steamrolled the end of the game.
Nice.
True RPG fanatic fashion. So yeah, what do you guys think about Super Mario RPG?
So I actually just tried that game for the first time maybe a year ago. It's a fun game. I
What?
didn't really.
How's
Yeah.
that possible?
So
It's bad
for
enough you're
reference-
wearing a Broncos shirt, and now you.
Hey, man, come on now. Come on now. And now she's about to leave. Yeah, so for reference, reference to the audience, I think I'm the youngest one here. I'm only 25. So Super Nintendo was a little bit before me. Like when Super Nintendo was out, like I was still a baby, basically, right? So that's why it's taken me that long to play it.
Are we going to
So
vote
anyway,
people off the island?
I do
That's
really
a bad
love the game.
excuse. I hate that.
We need to vote people off the island, and I vote Lane.
I will say
Uh,
in my case, I think it
This
is
is terrible.
top 5 Super Nintendo RPGs. I will put it
Okay.
like right there, like 5, maybe 6. It depends on the day, because Super Nintendo has so many
It's such a
classics.
great system.
Yeah.
Top 3 for me.
The system is almost as good as the Sega CD32X. There was like a handful of games. Ains nodding. I have some Sega CD32X games. There's not many. They're terrible, all of them.
Was it Lunar Silver Star Story that came out on that first?
That was a Sega CD. This is Sega CD32X. So you had
Oh,
you had to have all the things. The
Mhm.
Tower of
Okay.
Power.
Yeah.
so it was basically like a Genesis with a bunch of attachments, right?
Create the monster.
Yeah, it's
but
great.
but you have to have both the CD plus the cartridge.
Yep,
Okay.
It's
stupid.
both. It is both. You have to have at the same time for that
Oh
particular game.
wow.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It's trash.
Yeah.
So my favorite, actually my first game ever, like when I was a kid, probably 2 years old, I played Duck Hunt, and it was great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm in my mid-30s too.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but Duck Hunt won't actually work on an HD television, right? It only will work on a
That is
CRT
correct.
because of the way the reflection works or whatever.
It's because the way that you have to have the cathode ray tubes to be able to make it work. There's science, but I don't care to read into it anymore.
Sure. Fair enough.
Cool.
Very cool. Yeah. Yeah. Solid game. Nick, what about you? What was your first RPG?
My first RPG was Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
So good.
And I loved it.
You loved it.
I
RPG
did.
for kids. It was made for you.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised you're still an RPG guy after playing that.
it was one of my.
I'm joking.
All I had was Yoshi's Island, and then we rented Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, and I was like, it's so cool. We got this guy with a sword, and there's these monsters, and then a guy with a claw came along. It was awesome.
Nice. So have you gone back to play it now that you're older and been like, oh wow, this game?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of bad.
No, best game ever. No,
Oh,
JK.
still?
JK. That game is terrible.
Yeah.
I went back and I was like, oh my god, nostalgia blindness is blinds a lot.
Yeah.
My
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
next game that I played was an RPG, was Super Mario RPG, and that's
Okay.
what told me what an RPG was, because I was staring at the case forever, like, what the heck is an RPG?
Rocket propel grenade.
Yep.
Obviously,
Yep,
fits right into a Mario game.
absolutely. Fireballs. It's perfect.
Yeah, this sounds really awesome now.
But yeah,
Cool, man.
that's my first one. So
Awesome. I think yeah, Einashi, what about you, man?
All right. So, little story. When I was a kid, for some reason, it just keeps on saying it's switching between my microphone. All right.
Oh,
Anyways,
well, we can hear you.
when I was a kid, I had my NES, and I had I had Zelda, plus I had Mario Duck Hunt, combo, and then I saw this advertisement of oh, you get a free game with Nintendo Power. So I'm like, Mom, can I get a free game? If you buy Nintendo Power, get a free game. That game was Dragon Warrior.
Ooh.
Nice.
So before I played this, I was playing as a little kid. I was playing some Dungeons and Dragons 1st and 2nd edition with some friends and stuff like that. And I was familiar with, RPG elements of pen and paper. Then I played this and I'm like, oh my God, I don't have to have other people to play these? And I absolutely loved it. I remember I used to have a piece of paper and I would track on how many of each monster I would kill. All the little slime. The slime was the very first creature I've ever killed in an RPG. And I absolutely love it. This has basically shaped my love for RPGs. On my 40th birthday, I'm 41 now. Last year, I got a slime tattoo on my leg. My first tattoo.
That's cool.
Yeah, so people think it might be why do you got a blue onion on your leg? or a blue poop emoji. Isn't it supposed to be brown? I'm like, no, it's a slime. But then,
that's funny.
Come on.
Then real gamers are like, oh my God, you got a badass, slime tattoo on your leg. Can I get a picture with it? And I'm like, yeah, okay. I have a friend who's in Dallas area who is trying to get 7,000 copies of Dragon Warrior.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why would you do that? Yeah.
I have no idea, but I think he might have gotten it by now, but I haven't talked to him in a while.
What a waste of money.
I mean, the game is really...
Technically, the money is still there if you sell it back, but...
Yeah.
He's one of the guys that actually runs Let's Play Expo here in Dallas area.
Wow.
So.
Is he doing just loose on that?
Yeah, just loose. Or if they have the box, but yeah. I've donated a few copies to him.
Yeah. That game's really cheap. It's like $10-15, right?
It's like $5 or $6. It's super cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what shaped me, and I haven't gone back and actually played this one in a long time. I don't really want to, because I just have so many fond memories as a kid. That whole nostalgia thing is you watch your old cartoons when you're a kid, and you're like, oh my God, this is awful. But
yeah, that's actually a good point. Sometimes that can kind of bite you. You'll go back and it kind of changes your perspective a little bit.
But I got to say, Dragon Quest XI though, by far is my favorite RPG on the PlayStation 4. It's just absolutely amazing. It was just beautiful.
Yep.
I actually went back and played Dragon Warrior 1 for the first time a year ago.
Oh, the remake?
Yes, okay. It was. But it was an enjoyable experience. I just needed a guide.
Yeah.
There were games
I went back and played it on the Switch.
Yeah.
They're so brutally hard back then, all the games where you're just like, where am I going to go? Like right after I played this one, I played Final Fantasy. And I remember just wandering around trying to figure out where to go. And yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's half the game.
Yeah. Not anymore. Most games just hold your hand and it's just kind of an experience.
Some even walk you straight to it.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 13 was like that.
Yep. Just follow the hallway.
Sorry, Kali.
What are you trying to say? I liked 13. I liked 13 too the best. That was...
I like 13 as well, but I do recognize that as a problem for sure.
13-2 was my favorite RPG on PS3.
I still have 13
Big
sitting in the case where I left it after I played it for an hour and never touched it again.
Like, I have all of the strategy guides for almost all of the Final Fantasies.
Wow.
And that's, man, that game is so good. If you guys haven't played 13-2, just because 13 was so bad, you're missing out.
That's what I've heard. See, I've only played 13. I've played the other ones, but
It's so good. Just go do it.
yeah.
I wish
I'll
they'd
do
make
that.
a bundle so I could go back and play them all, but
Yeah, why haven't they done that yet? I mean,
Because
it
it's
was so
Square
close.
Enix. They're like Konami. They don't know what they're doing.
yeah.
Well,
It
they were
seems
so
like
close to the next system. I don't know why.
yeah.
Would it-
Yeah.
Before they touched that hot pile of goodness, goodness, I just call it that, they need to touch Final Fantasy 6.
Yes, agreed.
Yes.
Or Final Fantasy
And-
9. It was
Yeah.
6, then 9 for me. Those were beautiful games.
I would say 6 is just... It needs it.
I haven't
So what
played
needs to happen?
either.
We've had Octopath Traveler, right? The new Eiyuuden Chronicles has the same art style. Can we please get Final Fantasy VI in Octopath Traveler's art style?
Yeah, let's go
Music to
start.
my ears. Yeah.
Let's go start a
There-
petition.
Well,
Yep.
there's a fan project. Somebody's doing it on the internet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've seen pictures. It
I'm sure that's
looks
going to get
pretty
shut
great.
down by the lawyers, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, since they put Octopath Traveler on the PC, there's been a lot of modding groups out there that has been taking apart the that game and trying to make other games with that.
Hmm.
I honestly would love any RPG I can think of off the top of my head. I would love in that art style.
It's a beautiful engine or whatever they used to make it.
Just
Yeah.
a perfect balance between retro and modern.
Can you,
You know,
guys imagine
agreed.
a Chrono Trigger remake in that?
Stop.
Oh, yes.
Stop it. Stop it now.
Ain't nice.
Oh man. Yeah. Good stuff.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Who are we on? Lane?
Oh,
Brad?
I think
Forget.
I think it's Rad's turn. Rad, what was
Alright,
your first
so-
RPG?
So my first game first was Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. But my first RPG, so I was 8. I had no idea about what the term RPG was, and I probably didn't care at the moment. And I borrowed this game from one of my best friends at the time, and it was Pokemon Blue. So yeah, I put that on my Game Boy, and yeah, I beat it in 2 days. I was hooked. It was just I didn't eat. I didn't take a shower. I was just so immersed into that game, and I became a Pokemon fan for life. Yeah, it was just.
I'm right there with you, man. I do love Pokemon.
It's just the collecting and the simple mechanics, and just it was my first time experiencing with like weaknesses against other enemies and strengths. It was just fascinating to me at the moment, right? And yeah, I had a blast. And then when you add on top of that you could play your friends with the link cable, are you kidding me? That was just like my dream, like I will spend so many hours playing with my friends at school, like at lunch break, like everywhere. It was just I have so many good memories about that time. Have I gone back to it and played it? Yes, I have. But the thing is that they're still playable for sure. You realize that they are a bit unbalanced, of course, compared to newer Pokemon games. But those games specifically, like Red and Blue, they got remakes for the Game Boy Advance in Fire Red and Leaf Green, and those games spoiled me. Like once you play Generation 1 on that engine with those games, it's really tough to go back and see those old games the same. I still love them though. It was so it's such like a great series for me personally.
I like Digimon better personally, but there's something classic about Pokemon. I mean, there was one guy in our unit. I used to be in the military, but there was one guy in our unit, and he showed us all how to download Pokemon on our phones. So it was the entire unit racing to the Elite Four, see who they could beat it first.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
It was hilarious.
That's
Wow.
really cool.
Yeah, and thanks for serving our country, Nick. We appreciate it.
Yep. For sure, man. Yeah, I didn't let's see. I would like hound my sister to play her version of Pokemon Silver back in the day. Then when I finally had my own Game Boy Advance and I played Fire Red, I loved that game.
Yep.
And I have so much love for Gen 1 of Pokemon that almost for me, it's like anything after that, I just don't like. I just give me my original 151.
Yeah,
Right.
Pokemon Silver is probably the best Pokemon game ever made. Crystal will be the best ever made.
Sure.
I kind of agree with Kali there, but I will say that I prefer the remakes like Soul Silver and Heart Gold.
Okay.
Those are probably
But
the best ever. Yes.
But you're spot on. Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Great games.
But have you tried I like a lot of the off games too, Pokemon
Ooh.
Conquest.
I haven't tried
Yeah.
it.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. It's like tactics game, but with Pokemon.
Oh, really?
I gotta
That's
try it.
interesting.
That sounds fun.
Sweet. Cool, man. Well, I guess it's my turn, huh? So, like I was saying earlier, my first RPG was The Legend of Dragoon on the PlayStation 1. I was 10 years old when I played that game. And so it's kind of funny because being that young, I didn't really understand how to play an RPG very well. So, I remember, I would get stuck on the same boss over and over again. And it was because I didn't understand that when you're playing an RPG, you need to equip better equipment, right? Like you need to have, you need to increase your stats, right? Like all I didn't pay any attention to that. I thought they were just numbers. Who cares, right?
Wow.
So I would go all the way.
And you're a coder.
To,
Yep, that's it's perfect in
I
life.
know.
Yeah, I didn't even. These
Yeah.
are just numbers. They're fine.
I
Just fine.
mean, it's just a number, 50 miles per hour to 150 miles per hour. It's just a one,
Yeah.
who cares? Blame him for your
funny.
Tesla crashing.
Yeah, right. So it really was just me being super young, I think, and just not understanding, right? But when I got older, I was all about it, right? All about numbers and min and maxing and stuff.
So actually,
But anyway,
I have a question about Legend of Dragoon. Did you,
sure.
as a kid, did you beat Faust with no gear different equipping?
I did not do Faust when I was a kid. I didn't even know he was a thing because I didn't like.
It's one of the hardest to get bosses for a side boss ever. You had to collect 50 Stardust. It was stupid.
Yeah, you have to get the Stardust. Yeah,
Love
yeah.
that game. Such a good game.
I love it. Yeah.
That's another thing that needs to get remade.
I know.
Yes, please, Blue Point, please be your next game after Demon Souls.
We need that, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so like I was saying, I didn't understand stats, so I would get stuck on the same boss over and over and over again. And then when I finally figured it out, I need to actually equip better swords and armor, I finally beat the game when I was probably middle school or something. Right? So, yeah, that game, I just have so many fond memories of playing that game as a kid. And it was funny because when I first got my PlayStation 1, my parents didn't buy me a memory card, right?
Oh no.
So, I would play the game and start from the beginning over and over and over again. And then I finally was had to beg my parents to get me a memory card to be hey, Mom, Dad, I got to start the game over every single time. Can you please buy me this memory card so I can finish the game, right? So I always think of that memory when I play the game.
Those were expensive at the time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much they were, but yeah, I was desperate for a memory card because all my games I was just either they're leaving the system on all night long, right, or just starting over from the beginning every time, right? So yeah, it was a game changer for me when I finally got a memory card. But I have gone back to the game a few times over the years. I've beaten it 3 times. I'm still blinded by nostalgia. I still love the game to pieces. It's got a few issues. As I play more RPGs throughout the years, I see a few of its issues, the fact that all your magic is done through use of items instead of actually having spells, right? Later in the game, Dragoon transformations kind of become not as powerful as they probably seem like they should be. Linear travel across the map on a assigned path, just a few things like that. But I still love the game to death. So that's mine.
I just want to point out that I do have a Dragon Quest blanket. Who else has a Dragon Quest blanket?
Very nice.
I have a Prinny
That's
blanket. Prinny
really
is what I
cool.
use.
Ooh, Prinny.
Pretty dude.
I can't wait for that game.
I know. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah.
Though I need to buy it again because Amazon canceled my pre-order.
Yeah, I
Really?
have the same problem.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't. It just said, just canceled it. I don't know why, but
Just because?
just
Did
because.
you just have to like redo it, or
No, they won't take many more pre-orders right now. I guess they just figured they were not going to get as many as they thought, and so they just started canceling them.
Just
Really?
weird?
NIS America should still have some.
Yeah, I got one coming, but yeah, it's just kind of like, huh.
They did it with my East 9 pre-orders.
I still have mine.
Do you think maybe it's because when a game gets announced, they kind of give it that rough date, like of December 31st of whatever year they think it's going to come out. Do you think that maybe has something to do with it, where it's just like a very general pre-order, but really there's no guarantee or promise of the game actually coming out around then?
So,
I don't know.
so talking with some people at GameStop, I'm friends with some managers at GameStops, and what they told me is that like new games that are coming out, if you didn't pre-order it, you're not going to get it because they are running very low. They're not making as many copies as games right now because of COVID. So
Okay.
they're just there's not as much as normal. So like normally GameStop would have like 1 million extra. No, they're just getting what people pre-ordered, and that's it, because that's all
Sure.
that the manufacturer is going to give them.
That makes sense.
That's
That's
actually
sad.
true. I actually went to a GameStop without pre-ordering to buy Ghost of Tsushima, and they didn't have copies. I had to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Best Buy's been seeming to get a ton of copies. It's for anyone out there. If you don't get a game that is really popular from GameStop and you didn't pre-order it, Best Buy. That's your best bet if you want to get it physically same day that it releases, because they get a ton of them.
Sure. Trials of Mana I had a hard time finding that game. I mean, the day that game came out, I went to GameStop, I went to Best Buy, I went to Walmart. Nobody had a copy of it. I had to
Which
order
game?
it on Amazon.
Which
Trials
game?
of Mana.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I had a really hard time.
Did you get the
But
Switch
anyway,
version?
that's a side tangent. But
I've been holding on that one.
Yeah.
I think there's only a Switch version.
No, there's a
For
PS4
Trials of
version.
Mana? Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
there
there's PS4. PC too, I think. Yep,
Well,
Steam, I
not
think.
not physically, but
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Doesn't count in your book.
no. Hey, I do a lot of PC gaming, but
We don't talk about that digital trash on this show.
yeah, exactly.
The D word. The D word.
I have a lot of that digital trash. I didn't start till
I
recent.
gotta keep my collection, man.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, let's move on to our next topic. So next, we're gonna have Rad and Callie. They've both been streaming Ghost of Tsushima on their channels. So we just kind of want to get their thoughts on the game. They're both pretty far into it. So Callie, do you want to start us off?
Sure, I could do that. So Ghost of Tsushima is probably going to be my first game that I platinum ever. I'm not a platinum person, but that game, it's so good. It's just so good. It's relaxing. You play it for like 4 hours, even on stream, and you're like, what? Where did 4 hours go?
Sure.
I mean, it's been a long time since there's been a console game that's really hit me like that. I mean, I loved Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon was very good. I think that the gameplay in Ghost is better than Horizon. Yes, there, I said it. I said it.
We'll see. We'll see.
I loved the first Horizon. I played it. I beat it. I really liked it. But there's just something about the way
Yeah.
Ghost controls is just great.
Well, I mean, they're very different, though, right? Because, I mean, Ghost is a
Combat,
very melee-focused game, where Horizon, it's almost,
Stealth,
most of
shooting,
your bow.
things. Yeah. It's
bows, traps, stuff like that,
No,
Traps,
the
yeah.
different thing about the game is you could probably beat it in 30 hours, but Rad and I are probably close to that 30-hour mark, and we're just like a third of the way through the game. There's
Sure.
just
Just
so
get lost in
much-
the open world.
Yeah, there's just so much side content. Like, there's so many other things that you could do besides the story. Like, there was a statistic put out that I posted on Twitter, I think it was yesterday, that people have, how many times they've petted the foxes.
I think it was 8.8 million.
Yeah, 8.8 million times that they petted the foxes. It's crazy. Now,
Yeah.
that's a good gaming statistic.
I can claim like a 5% of that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I pet every time I see a fox, I pet it. The game, without any spoilers, you're basically...
Why do you pet a fox? Just curious. Why do you
Okay,
pet a fox?
That sounds really weird when you say it fast. Don't say pet a fox quickly.
What does the fox say?
Yeah, the foxes have a really annoying chirp, is what they say. Anyway, you have to go to these shrines to get. When you go to a certain amount of shrines, you can equip more like charms on your gear. So they're like materia or something like that that give you extra strength or healing, or you could shoot arrows more effectively, or you could die less, or you could stealth better, stuff like that. So the more of them that you go to, you get to do that. And sometimes the foxes stay around and it gives you the option to pet the fox. And I don't know about you, Rad. If I get the option to pet the fox, I'm petting the fox.
There's no other choice.
So
Yeah,
it doesn't do anything. It's
No,
just
it does
an
nothing.
option.
You just get to
The,
pet
Okay.
the petting, the petting, no.
Okay.
Aiden's
It's like
the worst
it's like you're saying thank you. It's like you're saying thank you to the fox because he showed you the shrine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such an amazing game. The best way I could explain it is it should have been a PS5 game. I think the PS4 held it back because there's some frame issues, and you still have to choose the performance mode versus resolution with the PS4 Pro. It would just be so much better on PS5, so I kind of wish they would have just waited like 6 months.
Sure.
Yeah, there was talks about it might have been coming out on the PS5 instead. Well, maybe they'll have it re-released like they did with Last of Us, the first
for
Last of
sure.
Us.
Yeah, for
it's-
sure.
Right?
I would find it very hard to believe that they wouldn't like immediately put out a PS5 version when that comes out.
Absolutely.
That's gonna be just a given in my opinion.
I just need the Switch version of Ghost. I'll be okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Hey.
Oh, that can happen.
They got The Witcher 3 on here.
So
True.
I do not like The Witcher at all. None of them.
Ooh.
Zero.
Oh, Witcher 3
Yeah.
was so beautiful.
Ouch.
Yeah, I've tried to play them. The combat is, I don't like it.
The first
I strongly
is rough.
dislike both the first two, but I love the third one.
Yeah, I'm with Lane on that. The first two I was not that into, but the third one was amazing.
Second was pretty good.
It took me like 3 times to get into the game because I don't know, I started the first few hours and then I quit for some reason. I got distracted. But when it clicked with me, I don't know, I put so many hours into the game. I mean, I'm probably like, I don't know, like a third of those hours were playing Gwents probably. It was just
Yeah.
the amount of content that the game has is just unbelievable.
I think I'm like 190 hours in the game and I haven't beat it yet.
Yeah. You have
Anyways,
to-
back to Ghost.
you have
sorry.
to keep
Oh,
in
yeah.
mind that my favorite open world game ever is Xenoblade Chronicles X. That is my favorite open world game, which says a lot about my poor taste, I know. But it's if you guys haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles X, it is the feeling of that world that you could just go and do everything. It's the most open world feeling game I've ever had, and it's probably the only good usage of the Wii U gamepad they had.
Sure.
So, Rab, what do you think about Ghost?
Well, real quick, Callie, you've talked a lot about the gameplay. What do you think of the story?
The story is really weak.
Okay.
Like Horizon's story just tramples all over it. So I prefer Ghost gameplay, but Horizon's story is just
Okay.
so much better. It's not even comparable. Yeah, the story, it's it's just a revenge story. It's a generic revenge story. Gather the troops, go do the thing. It's really, the story is not great, but the gameplay is good.
It's really
Well,
interesting.
that's
Yeah.
sad
Brad,
to
do you
hear.
agree with that statement?
So I will say that I agree that the story is not the reason why you play this game.
Sure.
That will be my answer to that. And it is strange because even if the story is not a strong asset of the game, it doesn't matter because, for example, in my case, I'm like 35 hours into the game, and I want to keep like moving, the story, but I select like the next objective. Okay, I'm going there, but then I find a fox den, or then I find a bird and I want to follow that bird, or then I find like a smoke in the air and I want to know what's happening over there. And by the time that you do those things, then you find another side quest that is hidden and you didn't know that even existed. And some of the side quests are even better than the main quest.
Oh yes,
Mm.
I agree.
That's the
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like you have so many options in this game, and the world, it begs to be explored. You just I'm in the same boat as Kali. I'm not a guy that goes for platinum in games usually, platinum trophies. But considering the fact that this game, you don't need to do 2 playthroughs to get everything and do the platinum, I might get it.
That's huge.
In this at the rhythm I'm going at the moment. You know, the combat is fantastic in my opinion. Is a mixture between Sekiro and Assassin's Creed. I agree with Kali that the world feels like Horizon on some aspects. It is just so you have so much to do. Sometimes you have play sessions like just clearing Mongol camps or just doing random stuff, and
But it's
then
fun.
yeah, it's
much
so fun. I mean, I've never streamed a game for 4 hours in a row, and I've done that like 3 times in the last 2 weeks because of this game, and I just didn't realize I was streaming for that long. That's the thing. Yeah, right now I'm doing this podcast, and I just want to go back and play it. So it is just a fantastic game. The only thing that is holding the game back for me to give it like a 10 out of 10 game, other than the story, which is, I don't think it is bad, but it is not good either, is that they try to give you so much freedom with the camera and stuff that they don't have like a lock-on system to the enemies. And sometimes you're fighting and the camera can get in the way, and you have like some weird angle sometimes, but it doesn't break the experience or anything like that. I will say, I'm gonna say right now, I think for me it is a 9.5 game so far, and probably my game of the year so far.
Oh,
Wow.
you guys know my game of the year, and it's not this.
Yeah, but this is the second one for you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
It's number 2. Number 1 is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. That
Mm.
game it's so good. I just finished streaming Ori and the Blind Forest on hard on my YouTube channel. I did it in like 7.5 hours, not even 7.5 hours on hard. And cleared out like 99% of the map, got most of the collectibles. If you guys have not played Ori, you are missing out. It's so good. It is probably one of the greatest games ever made, ever, period.
If it was still a Xbox One exclusive, that would definitely be my favorite, is Ori and the Blind Forest. I loved that game. The art style and the music is just breathtaking.
So
Loved
good.
it.
So yeah,
I'll
I would say, go ahead, Nick.
If those 2 games have one thing in common, it's how beautiful they went with
Right.
the art style and everything. The
Yes.
Ori's art style just pops like nothing I've ever seen, and Ghost of Tsushima's immersion to that beautiful kind of romanticism vibe that they got going is just phenomenal. I haven't played it myself, but I've watched Rad and Kali go through their games, so I think I got a pretty good feel for it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I gotta say the one thing that you don't expect about Ghost, and this still hits me every time I turn the game on, is that there's nothing telling you you have to go do this. It just says, here's the world. Just go do what you want to do and enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah, just so good to explore. It's just that's what impressed me the most. Yeah, the exploration. I don't think I've had that feeling in a game. Like, I mean, the sense of exploration probably since Breath of the Wild.
Right. Because you could just go do the shrines for hours and just ignore everything else. Just go do puzzles. I know I did that a lot, Breath of the Wild.
Like the it's like the game looks a little bit like Horizon, but the feel of the open world is more like Breath of the Wild, for me at least.
So would you compare it more like a Skyrim?
Well,
No.
the thing is that in terms of the world, the thing is that even though the story in Ghost is not the main thing, it is still a game that it is more story oriented than Skyrim. Skyrim is just Dungeons and Dragons on a video game. You just create your story, and it has like some plots and stuff, but you can just ignore those and just do whatever you want and kill some dragons.
But there is story. Like
yeah,
Ghost
there is a
does have
story.
story, and the side story is actually more interesting than the main story. Like going to recruit the different people to help save the person that got taken away. It's so just amazing just how they did that.
Yeah, I think that makes a great RPG, honestly, when the side quests are that interesting. The Witcher 3 was another game that comes to mind that did that so well. When the side quests have a lot of substance and depth to them, to where like you actually want to like that they're not those typical RPG fetch quests. I think that really makes a good game. So that's cool. So.
Okay, what else do we want to talk about? Ghost. It's Rad. Rad and I both love the game. We're biased. I know some people don't like open world games, but
that's honestly kind of where I'm sitting. Is I'm a little burnt out on open world games. The game looks fantastic, but I really got to be in the mood for an open world game because a lot of times I feel like I can just spend. And this is kind of the appeal of an open world game as well, but I feel like I could just spend so much time just doing everything that sometimes it happened with Horizon Zero Dawn is I tried to do everything in that game, and by the time I finally got to the main story, I was burnt out. So I need to. I feel like I have a hard time balancing progression versus exploration, I guess.
Yeah,
and I need to find my the correct ratio, I guess, for me to enjoy a good open world game.
Yeah, so I absolutely love open world RPGs. Just like Skyrim, I've played that one so many times, but yeah, I just get distracted and just keep exploring the world and try doing the main quest. I never actually beat the main quest in that game because I put hundreds of hours in everything else. But it's just absolutely great. Witcher 3, like almost the same thing. It's just I spent so much hour exploring everywhere, doing all the side quests and everything. Ghost of Tsushima looks like a game I would actually really love, but again, I just don't have that much time to play because I'm mainly playing on something that I could take with me, and I can't take my PS4 with me.
Not yet.
Sure.
Get on that.
I will say that my favorite thing of the game is some side quests called the Mystic Tales.
I love those. Those are the best.
Yeah, you just find these musicians that they tell you a story, a Japanese tale, like or the demon is doing this and that, or that demon, or this legendary warrior is it's been seen in that in this direction or something like that, and you actually have to figure out if that's what's really happening, or if it is something else. And those quests usually end in a great duel, like in the Japanese movies, from the samurai movies from the 70s. They put so much detail to those that I'm surprised that they're optional and missable if you don't explore.
You can only fight with your samurai skills during those battles. So all the ghost stuff, all the stuff that's dishonorable, you can't use that. You can only use your tried and true samurai skills, so it feels so epic.
Right, yeah. It's just those quests feel so. I think we needed a samurai open world like this in the gaming industry. That's all I'm gonna say.
Does anybody want to take a bet that the next Assassin's Creed, because of how popular this was, it's going to be a samurai game? You know it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's likely.
Set in Japan.
You'll probably play as a shinobi or a ninja or something like that.
Didn't they do like a downloadable game or something like that?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
They had that, I think they had one that took place in China. It was like, what were they called? They were like really small
Was it-
Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, I think it was on. Wasn't it on Vita? It came
I
out
think
on
it's
Vita.
China,
Quite
no?
possibly.
I think Assassin's Creed China is
It's
the
like
one that
Chronicles or something.
right.
Yeah,
that
it's
includes
the
that
Chronicles,
includes China, Russia, and one other that is not Japan. It is something else.
I dropped Assassin's Creed after the second one because there's just too many.
Yeah, it's like Call of Duty. There's a new one every year, and it's just
Right.
like
Yeah.
Plus, they butchered the story, so after that, I was gone.
For me, I love Assassin's Creed Black Flag is one of my favorites, and it's like the ultimate pirate game to me. I loved that game, but I've had a hard time getting into any other Assassin's Creed game.
After I heard what happened in the third, I was just I'm done.
Yeah.
They ruined it.
All right, guys. Well, yeah. Thanks for giving your thoughts on the game. It definitely sounds appealing. I think I'm with Ayanashi. I might pick it up on a sale or something.
yeah. Wait till it's like find it for like $5 to $10 or something, and pick it up, put it in the collection, and then sometime when I actually have time, I'll play it.
Yep.
Same boat.
You're probably
All right,
happy.
guys. Yeah. So for our last topic, we want to talk about Eiyuuden Chronicles, which you guys probably are familiar. Basically, a Kickstarter went up for a spiritual successor to the Suikoden series. It's got all the OGs from the original Suikoden, and they're basically giving Konami the finger and doing whatever they want, right? So, which is super cool. So they gave us a really short, like 20-second trailer, right? And then they had another one that was actually pretty funny. It was kind of this skit where a lot of the team members got together and did this sort of skit together. It was super funny to sort of advertise the Kickstarter campaign. And interesting enough, it sounds like the Kickstarter got filled in. It was only like a couple days, right?
I think it was an hour, wasn't it?
Was it an hour?
Something like that, right?
Yeah, it was something absolutely crazy.
Some kind of record, yeah.
They
They
took
went
out
way over it.
Kickstarter. They took out Kickstarter. I think they hit like 2 million after 24 hours.
Yeah,
Sure.
it went way over what they were shooting for.
Yeah.
Which
yet to jump on that, but
Which is the whole problem with that. It's going to be like a problem with like a lot of Kickstarters is once they hit these, like all these different goals, they have these stretch goals now that they start adding in all this stuff into the game, and then it delays the game by years.
yeah, good point.
So originally it was supposed to come out just for PC, right? And then sort of the extra tiers was going to be like, it's going to be released for consoles. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Is that a correct statement? Okay. Yeah.
I remember seeing that in like the rewards or whatever.
Yeah. So I guess let's just leave this one open-ended. What did you guys think of it? Like, I think we're all excited for the game, but are there any particular aspects of the game that really got you pumped?
In my case, I really like the Suikoden series as a franchise. I played 2 and 5 extensively. I just started playing 1, and yeah, it's I don't know why there's no Suikoden 6 at the moment, since it's an amazing series in my opinion. So yeah, I'm really excited about this, and the 20 seconds we just saw, it's really hard to tell what's going on, but the art is beautiful. It's 3D, but it has this retro feel to it. So I'm also curious to what you guys think about it, because yeah, looks really good.
Like,
Here's what I hope happens. I hope the game is super successful. I hope that Konami tries to release a Suikoden 6, and I hope nobody buys it.
I will,
There's a
though.
Suikoden 6 mobile game. They'll make it a mobile game,
Oh
Yeah.
god,
Loot boxes.
kill
We're
it!
talking
Kill with
about-
fire.
Maybe a pachinko game.
yeah,
you know?
pachinko. That's what Konami does. They have pachinko is where their money is.
Yeah.
Like, I think the game looks great. They chose a great art style. I'm a little concerned that it's not going to come out till like the end of 2022. I wish
It'll be so worth it, though.
How far they're going to go with this Kickstarter, they might be, delayed by a couple of years.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably
Okay.
right.
I mean,
But do
Yeah,
you
they're
think
saying-
like if they do have an excess, do you think that maybe would speed it up a little bit? Like maybe they would have enough money to maybe hire a few people, or I don't know.
It's still not like Final Fantasy VII budget. I mean, it's nowhere
Right.
near that.
Yeah,
It's
You're
still
right.
kind of smaller scale.
sure.
I mean, I think it'll be
Yeah.
good. I think.
But I wonder how far into the planning of the game they are, because if they decided to do this Kickstart, they had they had a lot of stuff to read, like in there, like with so many details and so many characters already like created, and so many things. I don't know. I mean, probably they already started some of the development of the game, and they were just optimistic that it will be successful.
Yeah. Well, if you guys saw the sort of the skit trailer, right at the very end, they had a clip of the character running around, and in the bottom left corner, it said like early in-game in-engine footage or something like that. So
Exactly.
to me, the fact that they're already at that point is pretty significant, I think.
So who's backed the game? Who's actually put their money on it
I
so
did.
far?
I did.
Yeah.
I have not yet, but
I have not
I
yet.
will.
Yeah.
I have like 10 Kickstarters I've backed right now.
Yeah, same here. I haven't backed it yet because every time I go to back it, I'm like, oh crap, I have to get my wallet because my credit card changed. Why don't they take PayPal?
I gotta say that the one Kickstarter that I'm most excited for coming out that we paid for last year.
Was it a Nippon one?
No, it's not a Nopon. It's The Expanse. Have you guys watched The Expanse, the show?
The TV show? Yeah.
Yes. There's a Kickstarter that came out last year to make a metal, like really nice large Rocinante. It's huge. I'll have to take a bunch of pictures. It was really it was my husband's birthday present for this year, and it's going to be a few months delayed, but it's
Like a model?
It's
They're
a
making a
huge
model?
Yeah, it's like
Oh.
10, 15 inches long. It's massive.
I enjoyed that series. I just haven't watched the new one since it got switched to Amazon.
It's very good.
Yeah.
That's a show that's on Prime.
Oh yeah, it's The
Yeah.
Expanse is probably the best sci-fi show since Star Trek.
Yeah, it was
really?
it was on the Sci-Fi Channel originally for the first few seasons, and then it got canned, and then Prime picked it up and then
I'll have to
continued
watch
it.
It's
That's
very
why I
good.
It's
haven't
good.
seen it then.
very
Yeah.
good.
So out of the people who backed this game, who's going to get their cat in the game?
I didn't pay that much.
Wait, is that a thing?
Yeah, you could get
yeah.
your cat in the game. I only bought
Like-
the physical tier. I didn't get the super expensive ones.
Oh, come
It's
on,
like
Kali. You know you
1700
want it.
It's like $1,700, and you could get your pet in the game.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not worth it.
Wow.
Not
Is there
worth
an
it.
option
Oh.
to get yourself into the game as
There
an
is.
NPC?
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's very pricey.
That's super cool though.
That's like 3,000.
Oh god. It's easily doable though with a suited
But if-
game
but
though.
If you scroll down their Kickstarter, you go through all the tiers that are available, and you keep scrolling like these are all gone, and it's just all these high level tiers are just gone of people wanting to be in the game or their pets in the game. Like every high end tiered one is just gone.
Like,
There's
y'all
gonna be a
have
just
much-
cat lady
crazy.
somewhere in the game with like 20,000 cats.
No, but that's the thing is though they limit it to a certain amount. So once they fill it up, you can't buy that anymore.
Okay.
That's really cool though. I mean, you basically paying to be a part of history, sort of, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. It's out of my budget, but it's
Yeah.
cool.
There's a game that I backed, Starmancer, where I picked a tier where you are a random NPC in the game, so you can show
That's
up on
cool.
the ship. And
Nice.
that should be coming out sometime.
That'd be
I don't
great.
know.
Have that big, impressive Einashi beard.
That would be
cool.
awesome.
To have your own NPC, yeah, I will be talking to myself all the time.
Yeah.
Even if the game was trash, I would play it just to
Of course,
I
yeah.
can see my NPC.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
So should we talk
Absolutely.
about what games we're excited for coming out this week?
Yeah, let's do it. Callie, you want to go ahead and kick us off there?
I gotta go look at what's coming out this week. Just hold on.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to
So-
relay it over to you. So I could go look.
Yeah. Sorry.
So
Does
I guess
anybody know off the top of their head what games they're excited for coming out soon?
I do want to play. I want to get a copy of Fairy Tale on the Switch. I'm gonna hold off on getting that right now, just because I do want to play these first. I have a bad habit of I get a different game and I'll put it down and not play it again.
Yeah.
So I do want to play that, but the only game that I'm actually looking forward to right now, Cyberpunk 2077.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh
Ooh.
my god. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not.
I do have a
actually-
game. I do have a game though. Before that,
What's that?
Crash 4. Crash 4.
When does that come out?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
October 2nd. Yeah. But I agree with Ayanashi. Like Cyberpunk is the big one.
I've never played Crash.
Ooh, man. I loved Crash as a
Except
kid.
for the section in Uncharted 4.
Yeah, I remember that. The
You haven't played
ball
Uncharted 4?
rolling. I'm following you.
I haven't
Yeah.
played Uncharted.
So I gotta say, September 4th is probably the next game I'm excited for, and that's Tony Hawk Pro Skater Remastered.
Nice. I remember playing that as a kid.
So
I
this
think I
week,
played one.
so here's the games coming out this week. Usually on Twitter on Monday, I'll put out a poll of my top 4 favorites that people vote which one they want to buy. This last week, Fairy Tale won. Good choice, smart people. So this week coming out, we have Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, whatever that is.
That looks fun.
Hellbound
It's-
on PC, Scully on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Call of Duty Warzone Season 5. Sure
Oh
I'm
my
excited for that.
gosh.
Okay, this one's got a great title. Drink More Glurp. PS and Switch. PC and Switch, sorry, August 6th. Then we have Fast and Furious Crossroads on PC, PS4, and Xbox, August 7th.
Take my money.
Probably the
Shake
best
hands.
game. The
Shake
best game this week is probably Horizon Zero Dawn on PC releases.
That's pretty huge.
That's a big deal.
That is.
I was actually watching that trailer on Steam today. It looked really, really slick.
Then
Yeah,
there's-
so I had a problem where I can't play anything where I have to aim with like first person aiming or anything, or third person aiming, just like guns, or I have to have a keyboard and mouse. I can't do the controllers like that.
It works so much better with a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
It really does.
So I'm looking. That's why I never played Horizon Zero Dawn. I own it on PS4, but it's just when I seen you have to have a bow and you have to fire it, I'm like, oh,
No time
why
like
can't
the
it be on
present.
PC?
I love that game, but
Yep, so there's still a couple more games. There's Inertial Drift on PC, PS4, Xbox, and Switch. This one is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Infinite Combat.
Did you get that one in Anashi?
Right here.
He's already
Right
got it.
you got it.
So I was actually going to talk about this game.
So it's
future
actually
games.
coming.
That's
Okay.
funny.
Oh,
So
sweet.
this is an anime that was on. I think I watched it on Netflix, and it was just a random anime I picked, and it was fun. It was only like 12 episodes long. It was kind of like a lighthearted fantasy-based game where you join a familia, which is the gods are bored in heaven, so they come to Earth, and they give up a lot of their power, and then they just basically start their own little guild, and they get adventurers who they give them kind of like an extra power to be able to go to dungeons, and stuff like that. But wow, this game. I went ahead and got the. This is from PlayAsia. This is the Asian release of the game. The English translation is probably one of the worst ones I've ever seen. I mean, this is.
remember seeing those photos.
Oh, yeah,
it was terrible cringe.
It was so bad, and there were spelling errors and everything. I hope that the new version. And then I saw it was going to be. I saw a big poster for it at GameStop. I'm like, I hope they cleaned up the translation. They hope they did
I
not
hope
use the same
so.
translation.
I'll probably
But-
pick it up.
But the gameplay of this it's not good.
I'll probably pick
graphics-
it up cheap.
Yeah, if you could find it, it's probably going to be one of those games that has such a limited print that it's going to be hard to find.
Oh shoot, you're right.
It's just not a good game. It's an action-based game with a visual novel.
So
Okay.
basically, Einashi thinks that it is wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon.
Yeah, I do recommend
That's the
the
conclusion.
anime.
Yeah, that's the
The
conclusion.
anime's good.
The anime is a lot of fun.
I had
But-
to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
That was
actually
brilliant.
very tame. Like it's not your usual like fan service, like completely in your face, except for like the second season.
Yeah,
You
just
might
go
want.
watch my fairy tale stream yesterday.
Oh.
There's so much fan service in that game.
Bazonga alert.
Yeah,
Yeah, they just do like a close-ups of Lucy boobs the whole time when she's about to cast or whatever.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know. This game, I don't know if it's definitely not worth playing. I hate to say it, but it's just not worth it. Though it does give you, if you did like the anime, it does give you. It goes through. You play both the girl and Belle. What's her name?
The blonde.
Yeah.
Shoot, I can't think of her name.
I can't either.
Forgettable.
Yeah, this
Not,
all in
not
Japanese.
favorite female character.
Yeah, but it's the gameplay is just like it's a top-down action game that you go from room to room and you just fight enemies till you get to the end, do
Looks
your
like,
whatever your goal is, and I don't know, it's just not good.
Looked like a mystery dungeon to me. Kinda.
Except for action-based.
Oh, really?
Mystery dungeon, you have to go to one square and then to do the attack, but this one is you're free roaming, kind of like Zelda, like Link to the Past, kind of your top down. You could go around, fight your monsters, whatever. It's just all about hitting the monsters and dodging their attacks.
I'll probably pick it up still.
Yeah. I mean, it does amplify the story of the, for the visual novel aspect of it, of the anime, but
Yep. So let's remind everybody that we're gonna have a giveaway this week
Mhm.
that I'll set up
Right.
for us for Breath of Fire when Ain picks it up. Breath of Fire, which one is it? 3?
3.
3 for PSP. So we will be putting that up, and so be looking out for that on social media. So you can make sure to get an entry. Obviously, the 5 of us cannot enter. We want to make sure to give to our viewers.
Man, I wanted to win it.
Let's see. How do you make a new account?
Yeah, seriously.
Your families can't win it either.
Yeah, so just be sure to, just be sure to sign up for that. Take a look at that. That would be appreciated.
And if I ever do find, by the way, if I ever do find the case for it, because I do come across empty cases, because I did come across this case, but I gave it away, like last year, it will go to the person.
Cool.
Cool, man.
What else, Lane? What else we got?
I guess I didn't say what I don't really have anything. The only game I'm really looking forward to this year is Trails of Cold Steel 4, honestly.
I can't wait for that
wow.
game. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah. Finally, the end of the Cold Steel series. the
Yeah, whatever you
conclusion.
do not go watch the video that was posted.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
I watched it like a month ago. There's so many spoilers.
Yep.
Do not watch it.
Yep. For the audience, do not watch anything related to, is it Hajimari no Kiseki?
Yep.
Siki?
It's
Do not
spoiled
watch
stuff.
anything related to it if you have not played through the Cold Steel games.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
I made that
but
mistake.
Has anyone gone through like the Trails of the Sky
Cross.
games? The
this kid, I've played all of them. I've
Legend
played
of
the
Heroes
aspects.
Trails in the Sky or something. What is it?
Yeah, it's
I got
good. It's good.
But compared to what would you like more, that one or the Cold Steel?
Cold Steel
So-
2 is my favorite so far.
Yeah. So for me, I actually put Cold Steel as my least favorite out of the 3 series. My favorite is Sky. My second
Trails in the
favorite
Sky.
is the Trails in the Sky games are my favorite.
Okay.
Trails, the crossbow games, Trails to Zero and Azure are a very, very close second. And then it's Cold Steel for me.
So I really like systems. So I like being able to like manage the Orbit system and Cold Steel. I will sit in the menu for hours.
That is a
managing
huge
that.
quality of life improvement for sure.
Yeah, so in Fairy Tale, there are systems upon systems upon systems that the systems need to use systems for to make the systems work.
Oh, give it to me.
That's beautiful.
Oh, give it
Aim.
to me.
It's so
It
pretty.
is.
It's so pretty.
Oh, it's so shiny.
Can we just say that if we mention a game, it's Ains' job to hold it up and show everybody?
I got
Yeah.
the Persona.
Hey, I've been playing that. Yep.
Yep.
Another good game that's coming out later this year, besides Cold Steel 4 and besides Tony Hawk and Cyberpunk, is the game you guys have all forgotten.
I think I know what it is. I was thinking about that.
Yeah, the best game on PS5, Bugsnax.
Let's go!
Oh, yep.
Dick hands. That's all the takeaways from that.
Lane, you don't like Bugsnax?
That's the only reason to get a next-gen console.
That makes me sad and my heart plays.
Keep it away.
All right, so from now on, I'm going to have to set this up for next week. At the end of the thing, we have to talk about the greatest games upcoming. I'm just going to switch over to the trailer of it. We're just going to play Bugsnax. It's so good. Ains looking at me like I hate you. Stop it.
The
You
cringe.
could swap that for SMT5 and
There we go.
you get a lot more hype.
Yeah, there we go.
SMT5 would be great. So, Ains,
And plus remakes.
why don't you guys like Bugsnax? You got to tell me.
I think
And
it
look at
kinda
me, I
goes
love
without
it.
saying.
I mean, you eat and you become what you eat. So the guy eats a hot dog, and so he gets dick hands. I like some games just don't need to exist.
Why
That's
would they put
probably
that in
one
the
of 'em.
game? Like, why would you put that in the game?
Now, there's always that theory of, if you could think of it, there's probably a porn of it.
Rule
And
34.
wait for the
Yeah.
Bugsnax porn coming out on your favorite platform of choice. It's
I'm
it's
sure
going to
it's
happen.
coming.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
And I'm sure we're demonetized now. That's
Demonetized. We almost made it to the end.
Damn. I have to just
We were so close.
hey, though we haven't cursed at all. I haven't noticed, at least.
yeah, we haven't. We have not. I paid close attention.
Yeah.
Unless I did. Did I? Sorry.
I think everybody's been on their best behavior.
I don't know about that.
So Shin Megami Tensei 5 is probably my most anticipated game
Ooh.
coming up next year.
Yep. I'm probably going to buy whatever collector's edition
Yeah.
they put out with that.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
What about
Only-
3? It's remaster.
I
I'm
only have
good.
one game, just like one game that I'm like, can't wait to play, and that's just Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else right now that, I mean, there's Ys 9 coming out. There's a
Oh,
Printy
yeah.
Games.
Ys
That's
Nice.
Which is
good.
cool.
That's good.
Tales of Arise. And whenever
Alright,
that releases.
yeah.
Yeah, but still it's like, yeah, I can't wait to play those, but the one I'm really looking forward to is Cyberpunk. Like, I don't
Sure.
care if Ys gets delayed by a year. It's all about just Cyberpunk for me right now.
Yeah.
It's just, they've been talking about Cyberpunk for so long, I don't even care anymore. It's like,
But see, the thing is, though, when I'm really excited for a game, I don't keep reading about it. I don't keep, trying to, find out everything I can about it. I'm not that kind of fanatic. I like look at the game, watch the trailer, like, wow, this is a game
Yeah.
I really want to play. And then I just kind of shut it out and I just kind of
Yeah.
I
patiently
know,
wait.
but
That's a good thing to do, though, because that can really bite you, especially like on games like Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Square Enix just likes to show the whole game in the trailers.
Yeah, I
So if
hate
you watch
that.
the trailers, you've already seen most of the game.
Right.
But the
Except
thing
last chapter.
is, for
Right, yeah.
for Cyberpunk, they keep putting memes out about customizable genitalia. So
Yep. If we weren't demonetized,
But-
we are now.
But can you put them on your hands like Bugsnax?
Yeah, so something that is for sure I think we need I don't know why it hasn't happened yet, but we need a big Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, we need to.
Yes.
We haven't had one.
they put out SMT5 in a mini.
Right,
yeah.
and a mini
Yeah.
of what? Of 2 games and a remaster?
Yeah. And everybody that
There's
wasn't an
Bakugan
SMT
in
fan
there.
was like, this sucks.
And we were all like, yay! Yes!
Yeah, the thing
Yeah.
is that of my most anticipated games, they don't have a release date yet. Like, I don't
They're-
know, like Tales of Arise is 9, the sequel to Breath of the Wild, stuff like that,
It's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
looking like next year.
Yeah, but since Paper Mario Origami King came out, there is no like first party Nintendo games that is announced that is gonna be coming out. Is there?
No.
I
That's a
know
good
that
point.
they're supposed to have the 35th anniversary of Mario. Oh,
Mhm.
that's where my Xenoblade Chronicles went.
Ha!
I was looking for that.
Yeah,
still
I think
gotta
I
play that
saw there was supposed to. There's like some rumors that there's going to be a direct this month, but you never know.
Yeah,
Every month, yeah.
because it's supposed to be the 35th anniversary for Mario. So they were talking about re-releasing Mario Sunshine. What else?
64.
Yeah, Mario 64. It's like 3 Mario games.
Galaxy, yeah.
Yeah, Galaxy, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, I loved Galaxy.
but still, there's no
Sunshine.
announcements. But with Nintendo, just with like Paper Mario, they just have to say, "Hey, we got a new Paper Mario coming out in 2 weeks." Hey, that's awesome. You don't have to just sit there and like, all right, now I got to wait a year for this to come out. They might just do the same thing with those games.
Yeah.
They don't have to do a lot of advertisement. The internet does it for them.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like they say something and then they don't have to do anything else. They just let all the people that do that for them.
Yeah, like Rad
It
and
does
I
seem-
that live on Twitter. We just like, oh, Nintendo, cross
Right.
outs, go.
So
It does seem like Nintendo's kind of been doing more stealth drops these days.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I kind of wonder if that's kind of the new marketing theme to do these days.
Yeah, they're blaming COVID, and just they can't get their stuff together. But
Do you think it was a good idea for them to release Paper Mario the same day as Ghost of Tsushima? Or it didn't matter?
to me, it didn't matter. I don't.
Seems like a very different audience to me, maybe, but
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, if you're an RPG fan, you won't get this guy. No, they both have their open world aspects, kind of.
I think I'll play it eventually, but the thing with Nintendo games is that they rarely go on sale. So
Yeah, they stay pretty
But-
steady.
Yeah, but the one thing also is they're not that rare because they're just that popular.
That too.
So you'll be able to find this later. If you go to flea markets or your thrift
Right.
stores, you might be able to find a cheaper copy of this,
Sure.
not spend the full $60 on it.
Yeah.
But you'll always be able to find it. That's the thing. You'll always be able to find it. Unlike some of the smaller print games.
Yeah, they mostly just drop and don't really come back up too much, but 1,000-Year Door,
Oh, I'm shocked at how much that is.
it's like
went up.
$100 now for like complete in box or something.
Yeah, though that game right there is suffering from the COVID spike.
Mm.
Because a few months like before COVID, you could find that game for $40 to $50 all the time at game stores.
Just like this one.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Soul Hackers is insane now.
So one thing to keep in mind, we have a feature in our Discord that allows a price charting to work that Lane programmed for us, so you can do live price charting checks of any game and how long to beat for any game. It will automatically pull that for you in that Discord channel. So just if you guys want to join, just go do that.
Yep. And
How much is this
if-
one, Lane?
Oh God,
a lot.
Ooh.
the Holy
It's nine-
Grail!
It's
Let's-
nine
let's-
nine ninety nine.
let's look.
Go test
Nine
it.
99 on the PSN.
It says no, it's $39.99.
You got
Oh,
it for-
really?
Go
God.
test it, Lane. What we got for
Suikoden
price?
2 is $298 now. Complete in box.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I could have
crazy.
swore it was $250 last week. I could have swore I checked it. Ugh.
It's
All my
expensive.
Shin Megami all my Suikoden series.
Yeah. But yeah, in just to expand upon the Discord bot that we have, I'm totally open to feature requests and stuff like that. So if there's something you guys want that bot to do, I'm happy to look into it and add that feature. So
Cool.
Yeah. I apparently can't type Panzer Dragoon sagas, but I know it's like 1,000. It's stupid.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
my collection app that I have, CLZ Games, I'm looking at my top 5 most valuable games. Gotcha Force, $425. Suikoden 2, Persona 2, Valkyrie Profile, and Dot Hack Quarantine Part 4.
Wait, how
Yeah.
much is Persona 2? I own that.
It's like 200, right?
Really? I
287 right now.
think I paid
Yeah.
like $30 for it.
All those prices are completing bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Crazy.
love to do a whole Persona collection, but which one is it? We only got like a PSP release for one of them, and that one's like insane now. Right?
And we got Persona 1 and 2 on the... And then we got number 3. So you got those 2 plus...
Innocent Sin. Right.
Persona 3 Portable.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I got P3P.
you got those 3 games on the PSP. You got 2 of them on the PlayStation 1, which is the Revelations and was it Eternal
Punishment?
Yes.
You know,
So-
Rad, I forgot that you're the one that bought Eric Suikoden 2. I forgot all about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I actually had it, and I bought it back in the day. And since I've played that game so much, and I've been following Eric for a while, and yeah, he's probably the biggest Suikoden fan I've ever known. So yeah, I decided to do that.
Yeah,
it's
that
just,
was really
it's just
cool of you.
right.
Yeah, definitely a good owner for that game.
Yep, I
Eric-
agree.
Yep.
Eric says in the chat, "Thanks, Rad. Every day I'm more grateful for the gift." So
He's the best.
Just remember, Eric, friends don't sell gifts.
Yeah,
Why are you selling the games I give you?
yeah, Unicorn Princess. I mean, come on. Ann and I spent like what, $20 a pop on that thing?
Yeah.
$2, yeah.
Jeez.
If you saw one of my recent pickup videos last week, I got him a new game.
Yeah, I saw. It's so good. He's gonna love it. He's
The
gonna love all of
disrespect,
us.
man. The disrespect.
It's the love. It's love. It's love.
He sold the My Rating Stables that I got him on Switch, and then also that Unicorn Princess.
But he got
Though,
he got
he got
something
good
good
games.
though,
You
right?
got good games from them, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll just
What
all
did he
have
end up
to-
getting instead?
I think he got something good. I don't remember which one, but he got something good.
He traded the Wii game, the Sakura Wars on the Wii for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he got
That's a good
it's
one.
definitely a better game.
Yeah.
Definitely a better game. But still
I want that game.
it breaks my heart. It really does
Oh, I
break
just
my
got. I
heart.
see the chat. He traded it for Trails of Cold Steel 3.
Oh,
That's a pretty good trade.
Traded
Yeah.
Unicorn Princess.
He says,
Trails
"I
of Cold
didn't
Steel."
sell it."
That's a good trade, Eric. I would agree.
Yeah.
he
we
traded
can
up.
get-
Yeah, he traded up.
You know, if we can get Eric on our channel, that'd be great.
For sure.
Hmm.
Okay, what else is on our?
Well, should we wrap it up, guys?
I think
Yeah,
so.
it's
Yeah.
getting pretty late.
It's been fun.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for tuning in today. This was a
Yeah,
ton
really.
of fun.
Yes,
Yes.
We will be sure to join our Discord server
And
so you can
our-
keep up to date.
Yeah, and follow us
Um,
on social media and all the other.
Yeah, look on Twitter for the Gleam contest to win the Breath of Fire 3 on PSP. We'll be putting that on there. We'll put a link inside our Discord also. To be able to enter it, you need to join us. You need to follow on Twitter and also on Discord. Those are going to be some of the requirements to be eligible to win.
We'll have to check on the Discord thing. I haven't looked at all the Gleam rules, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, it's real great. So just the upkeep. We're gonna do this show every week, or at least we're gonna try to. We had a discussion last night with 4 of us on how we were gonna do this. So we got so excited, we were like, let's just do it tomorrow. So we rushed and
Yeah.
Rad put together the intro for us, and I did a bunch of the background work and the system to make stuff work. So hopefully we can make the overlay look a little nicer next week to have like the Eternia archives, some different artwork things. But for just having to do this over a 1-day time period, I think we did really well.
Yeah.
We're a work in progress.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we will
Subtitle.
continue to improve.
Yep.
Being-
So thank you guys for watching. We definitely appreciate you guys hanging out. Lots of viewers, lots of comments.
Yep.
So we'll keep at this.
All
Yep.
right. Thanks for
All right.
tuning in.